What's up, guys? This is Ashley Nicole, and I'm with Geek Plus Magazine, back with another episode of INYS Sidebar. I'm sitting here with Empire speaker Jamaine Gaines with Choose Greatness Today. How are you today?
Phenomenal.
Wonderful. We're so happy to have you here today to talk about your business and your brand. So definitely give us a little bit about why you just chose to be not only an empowerment speaker, but just definitely, I'm gonna start that one over. You're not gonna edit this out. Just definitely able to reach out to entrepreneurs, give us everything that we need to stay motivated.
So I started out in sales, and what made sense to me was people are looking for that extra nudge, right? I think you got three different categories of people. You got the person who doesn't know that greatness is available for them. Okay. You have the person who has a desire for greatness but stuck and they don't know what to do to get it. And then you have the person who's manifesting their greatness and they're just ready for the next level. Okay. So I have an opportunity to go into colleges, high schools, corporations, churches, and give them the tools that it takes in order to manifest their greatness.
That sounds amazing. I like that part that you're saying that we have a choice. Like, I definitely know that firsthand because being a business owner, and coming into this thing, I want to quit every single day. Yeah. Every single day I want to quit. So how do you definitely keep yourself motivated, because you're having to give so much all the time? How do you keep yourself motivated?
Actually, I ask people this question all the time. Who's praying for you, right? And normally when I say who's praying for you, they'll say my grandmother, my mom, my dad, my auntie, my uncle, my pastor, whoever, right? Whoever cares for them. And I said, no, that's not the question that I asked you. They said, wait, you just said who's praying for me. I said, exactly. Who's praying for you? And they said, okay, help me make it make sense. And I'll say, who's praying for you is not who cares about you as much as you're the answer to their prayers. So they're stuck in a situation and you have the answer to what they're praying for. You have the potential to unlock their next level when you start walking in your calling. So for me, every day that I wake up, I think to myself, who is standing on the edge of life, the cliff of life, ready to jump, and something that I'm going to say or something that I'm going to speak into their lives is going to cause them to fight one more day, to not quit, to push, to press in order to manifest their greatness.
And guys, this is why I love to actually be, and I'm just going to hold the mic. You kind of noticed, people that have been watching us, we've got a mic now. So I'm going to hold it here. So that's why I love to network, because when I network, I meet these amazing people that have so much just inspiration and courage to even get out here and do exactly what you're doing. That takes courage to actually get out there and speak and manifest and give us the greatness that already you possess, but just give it to us to just remind us, because I know how, entrepreneurship can be hard and trying to just fight through those adversities. So thank you for that information, as well as tell us about some of the adversities that definitely you've had to face and that you've overcome, and that you are now, you can teach someone else how to get through them.
So I actually, 25 years old, I always tell people this: I can give you Ivy League education. I can give you both parents. I can give you the principles, the tools, the concepts. And like you just said, choice. Choice is what it all comes back to, because I could take somebody who has none of those things and they find a way to be successful. They find a way to manifest their potential because they made the choice that they were not going to give up and they were going to fight their way to the victory, and they were going to be triumphant. And the flip side to that is, I can give you all of those things, and if you don't make the choice, then it's not even an advantage for you, right? And so I looked at myself. I was 25 years old, sleeping on my mom and dad's couch, and the straw broke the camel's back when I asked my mom for gas money to go to Whataburger to get a combo. And when I was driving back home, it hit me: if nothing changes, then nothing changes. And I looked at myself and I said, if I don't change something, I'll be in the same exact place 5 years from now. So I made the decision, I made the choice to begin to apply my potential. And when that happened, things begin to change. And it didn't change immediately. That's the thing, because a lot of the time it's really easy to get discouraged because it's not moving as fast as we want it to move. I just got back from Kentucky yesterday, and we had two flights, right? So the first flight, and then we flew to Charlotte, and from Charlotte back to Dallas. And the first flight was a really small jet. And what I noticed about the really small jet was it took off really fast. Boom, was in the air, and it almost did this, and it went straight up. Whereas the second plane was like, I want to say a 737, the big boy, right? And when it took off, you could feel it was heavier. You could feel that it took more power to get it off the ground. And it didn't take off and go like this. It took off at an angle. And a lot of the times in life, it's really easy, especially if you have a big goal, a big dream, big aspirations, it's very easy to get discouraged. And so you have to go back and you have to revisit the goal, revisit the dream, revisit what that blueprint looks like and what it's going to feel like. And not only that, but what I've noticed is so many times on this journey of life, while we're moving and we're moving forward, a lot of the time when it gets hard, we'll call backwards versus calling forward. Right. So imagine you driving and you get stuck in traffic and you're headed to a party. And ahead of you, your friends, they left 15 minutes ahead of you. But then you got people that are behind you that decided to stay at home. Well, if you call back home and you say, man, I'm sitting in traffic, man, this is what's going on, they'll say, man, forget that party, just come back home. And you can miss out on the opportunity of going forward versus calling forward somebody who's already been where you've been or where you are. And they're able to say, listen, just drive a little bit further and it's going to open up. And man, when you get to this location, it feels so good, man. It's so pretty, man. We'll wait till you get here. We're going to have so much fun. And then you find a way to continue to fight your way through. So those are a couple of the things that it takes in order to fight your way through. Another thing as far as adversity for myself is dealing with fear. Right? Like you said, courage. I always tell people that you must have the courage to swim against the current if you're ever going to find your wave. Like in life, you take a surfer and they swim against the current until they find their wave. Right? When I say the current, I'm saying your current financial situation, your current thoughts, your current hopes, your current dreams, your current oppression, your current adversities. You must have the courage to swim against every opposition that is going to come against you. And if you're ever going to find your wave, and when you get on top of that wave and you watch videos of people surfing, it's like, man, that looks so fun and it's so fulfilling because they had the courage to swim against the current. So yeah, that's like I said, for fear, I had a friend of mine, he asked me, he said, man, I really want to win, but I'm afraid that my fear of losing will cause me to never win. And I said, man, I've dealt with the exact same thing. And what I let him know was, I said, man, do you know what the opposite of fear is? And he was like, what is it? I said, love. So love casts out fear. You're not going to convince me to go inside of a house that's on fire. I'm not going to do it. Fire can kill me. I'm not doing it. Fire can burn me. However, I have a daughter. She's 8 years old, getting ready to be 9. Her name is Anaya. And if you were to tell me that Anaya's in that house, it's over. I'm going inside of that house because my love for my daughter is greater than the fear of the fire. And in life, you must find something that you love that is greater than the fear that is dominating any area of your life. So those are, like I said, a couple of the adversities that I've had to face. And those are some of the things that I teach when I go speak.
And those are amazing. The empowerment you can hear in his voice and in his speech and his words, the choices of his words, and also the analogies that just push us through. So definitely kudos to you and people that have actually heard you. Then they understand what I'm feeling now, what we hope you guys are feeling like. That's just inspiring. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're thinking about getting into business, these are just places and people that you can meet and go and follow on social media to just give you that boost that we all need here at Geek Plus Magazine, for being an entrepreneur. So when I think about like thinking forward, because at Geek Plus Magazine, that's one of our slogans, one of our tags. We think forward and innovate life. I always think about, like you said, fear, but I always think about the innovation part. Like you can always think forward, like, okay, well, we're gonna do this, making plans. You know, a lot of people think that's pretty much what it is, that making plans. That's a part of it. But how do you stay, relevant when it comes down to, there's so many speakers, motivational speakers, empowerment speakers. There's so many different types of speakers, coaches. I can't forget the coaches, people that are wanting to coach the people and into business, into greatness. So how do you stay relevant? What keeps you different from anybody out here and you being your own brand? I mean, definitely you, but of course, what is it that just speaks and it makes you different and innovative?
The first thing I would say is being myself. I think that no matter what you want out of life, you must have the courage to be yourself in a culture where it is really big to mimic the next person, to just follow the next fad. At the end of the day, you have to look yourself in the mirror and be okay with your truth. Exactly. And here's the thing. I think that there's nothing wrong with trends, but you must have the principles and values that you're going to live by, right? And everybody has different principles, different values that they live by. And it's not a principle if you only do it when you want to do it, right? So it's only a principle if you do it even when you don't want to do it. That's the only moment that it's a principle in your life, right? And most people, the only principles that they have is that they're going to do whatever they want to do when they want to do, which means they essentially don't have any principles, right? With that being said, for me, I look at myself and I only talk about the things that I've experienced. So that's the first thing. It's really easy to find somebody you can put a mic in their hand, and if they can talk good, they can right. And it's a scenario where you know that I've been through this, and so I can help somebody else overcome. One of my mentors, he said, only teach what you know. Yeah. And he was talking about business. He said, you know how to sign somebody up? Yeah, okay, then sign somebody up. If you sign enough people up, you'll make money. Now you know how to make money, right? Yeah, okay, well, show those people who you signed up how to make money. And then if you show enough people how to make money, then you'll make more money. So now show those people how to make more money, and eventually you'll hit ranks. And as you hit ranks, you know how to hit that rank, right? Because you've hit that rank. Yes, okay, then show people how to do the exact same thing. And if you do the exact same thing in life, then you consistently will be speaking from a place of truth. And it's a whole lot easier to speak from a place of truth internally, because everybody has their own truth. And I think that everybody reserves and deserves the right to live out their own truth. And if you give people that courage and you empower people and give them the tools, the other thing is right here, I don't want to tell you how to live your life. Yeah. I just want to give you the tools and you make the choice. I can't tell you how to live your life because you got to live with those decisions yourself. I think that those are a couple of the things that set me apart. The other thing is I listen to my audience. So people will tell you what they're needing. People will tell you what they're hungry for. People will tell you what they're lacking. And then you can actually mirror exactly into the lane that they're actually needing.
When I think about, that's beautiful. Thank you for that. When I think about association and, you know, the people that you have probably met some amazing people just being who you are and that energy gravitating to you, you know, thank God. And when I think about that part, like how important is it for you to collaborate with different people? I know your industry is kind of a little different from mine. Like I'm a photographer, so I can collaborate with makeup artists and, you know, people in the beauty industry or just whatever. And then I think about yours, and you have the speaking engagement, but then you do other things as well. So explain to us how important collaboration is to you and what your brand says.
Collaboration is one of the cornerstones of success. Mm-hmm. And you can't find anybody who's ever been successful that didn't collaborate in some area. And so that doesn't mean that you're going to collaborate in every area, but collaboration is a key component. It's a key ingredient in cooking success, right? Like, so for myself, there are times that I'll partner or I'll collaborate with somebody doing an event or even doing a video, or there are times that I can't make it to an event and I'll recommend somebody else go to that event that I know is a speaker, and vice versa. I've actually gotten events from somebody saying, hey man, I'm gonna be out of town at a wedding, and can you go in? And because we've collaborated in the past, we've worked together in the past, they know that the value of what I'm going to say, and now they know that my words will validate theirs as well. So collaboration is a huge key component of an entrepreneur's world. And I think if you get to the point where you feel like you're going to do it on your own, it's a hard road ahead. But when you know that collaboration is a key component, because there are things that you're good at that I'm not, and there are things that I may be good at that you're not. And when you partner those together, I heard somebody say a team is only as strong as its weakest link, or a chain is strong as its weakest link. Well, I don't need to spend all of my energy on my weaknesses, right? And a lot of people do that, and they never find themselves being able to get into or being able to stay into their power space, because if you try to master your weaknesses, you will always deal with self-esteem. You will always deal with the lack of confidence. But what you do, instead of doing that, you master your strengths while you manage your weaknesses, right? So how do I manage my weaknesses? I find somebody else who's great at it, and I collaborate. So I allow them their strength and their greatness to be able to collaborate with mine, and you exponentially get down the road.
And I was gonna say, when I think about that, I think about like how literally when you first start being an entrepreneur, like myself, I definitely started doing everything by myself, from websites to everything. Like you have to learn how to do everything, and then once everything kind of you get to that next level and you get this load, it's like, let me find somebody else who can do this a tad bit better than me, or in this case, let me find somebody who knows what they're doing, because I don't know what I'm doing to this next scale. So definitely, I appreciate that. I understand that firsthand. So definitely teaching my what I know, teaching what I've learned. When I think about like speaking and, you know, some people that may be wanting to move into that direction, not saying that anybody's a bad speaker, but training. I think about that because it's like, I want to listen to people and I want to listen to what everybody says. Me personally, I think everybody should write a book, because everybody has a different story. But some people may not know how to lay it out. They may not know the formula. They may not know how to put a conclusion, the introduction, the middle. You know, they may not know how to do all of those things. So how important is that for people to maybe not only go back to school for maybe some courses, or maybe to get one-on-one training from a speaker, but just how important is it for minorities to actually go back into, you know, the learning process, especially if you've been out of school for years, but you know that that's on your heart to do. How important is that to get that training so they can be a speaker or whatever industry in, you know, to learn to get to the next level?
So I believe that it is very important. And that might sound like going to a speaker's conference. Okay. That might be doing one-on-one training with a speaker. And being okay with investing. So I always tell people this: I believe in investment over sacrifice. So when you think sacrifice, you're thinking about what you have to give up. When you think investment, you think about what you get to give because of what you're going to receive. And so when I think about that, the greatest investment you can make is into yourself, right? And so when you're willing to invest in yourself, whether that's YouTube University, right? Whether that's like, and here's the thing, I believe that it's information. There's so much information that is available to us now. It's the same exact reason why so many people don't access it. Because the same thing that's really easy to do is really easy not to do, right? And so if you feel like you want to be a speaker, cool. Define what your story is. Define what you want people to take away from what you're going to share, and start there. And when you define what it is that you really want to share, then you can develop how you want to share it. Because I can tell you the exact same story and I can tell it to you two different ways, and it will sound very different to you. It'll bring out different emotions. It'll bring out different feelings. It'll bring out just different layers telling you the exact same story, right? So one of the stories that I tell is the three pigs and the wolf, right? And so there's three brothers. Mother sends them out into the world to go and find their fortune, right? And when she sends them out into the world, the first brother, he just wants to have fun. So he finds the first thing that he can build a house with, he builds it, and then he goes off and he has fun. But he's not thinking about that house being able to last. He's more so thinking about wanting to be able to have fun, right? You take the second brother, he was like really popular, right? So like he was into fashion and stuff like that. And so he found something that was a little bit more sturdy, because he knew that like on the inside he was going to be doing certain things and stuff like that. And he wanted the house to stand a little bit, but he still found the quickest thing that he could find that would stand a little bit, because I knew I had to spend my other money on like my merchandise that I had to go buy. And so he shortcutted really what he really needed to build, right? The third brother, he realized that, guess what? Life is going to happen. Right? And a storm is going to come. A wolf, I know where I'm at in this food chain, right? And a wolf is going to eventually come. It's not a if, it's not a maybe. There's something that's higher than me on this food chain that can try to come in and huff and puff and blow my life down. And he decided, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit more time, and I'm going to build something that's sturdy. I'm going to build something that's going to stand. I'm going to build something that's going to last. And he builds a brick house. Well, when that wolf comes, I'm going to huff, I'm going to puff, I'm going to blow your life down. He also, because he knew that a storm was going to come, he put a chimney on top. And so when that wolf decided that he was going to come down and think he was going to eat him, he had some wolf stew, right? And in life will hit you. And if you're not ready, life will huff, it will puff, and it will blow your life down. But if you're ready, then you will feast in the season that other people starve. So as an example, like, so you just find what story you want to tell, and then you develop on how you're going to tell it.
I love that. The analogies that he gives, I know, he's breaking them down, but at the same time, it's simple. But at the same time, if you're not taking that and you're not applying that to what you're already going through or what you have, like, that part was amazing that you gave that information to. I mean, I don't want to say simple because I don't want people to think, oh, she's trying to belittle it. It's not belittling it. It's just that he gave it to you in like a little box, and it's like you just open it, pull it away. But it's so much information. So thank you for that, because I feel like that part of it was just for me in so many ways. And then, of course, for anybody that has watched our videos, they know that, we try to definitely inspire you guys to go and get to that next level. So y'all better be thanking me for inviting him on the platform, because he just gave y'all all the jewels. So I'm hoping you got your pen and wrote it down and everything. So let me go ahead and we're going to go into our game. We do have a little game that we normally do. Just something simple. It's not really hard. Just throwing out a name or a number or whatever, and then you're going to just say, okay, we're going to try it. I'm going to just give you something. So Reese's Pieces or M&M's?
Reese's Pieces.
Now we see how you grew up.
It's my favorite candy.
Yeah, you didn't grow up really good. I see that now. No.
I like M&M's too, but Reese's is definitely better.
He didn't grow up good, guys. I'm starting to see that now. Barney or Sesame Street?
Barney.
Okay. I don't think we're going to last on this game. Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper?
Coca-Cola.
I'm just going to scoot this way.
So check this out. If you haven't noticed yet, I'm picking the first option. First or the second option, whatever you're going to say. So you're always picking which
That's not good. Okay, so Ford or Chevy?
Chevy.
So basically, it wasn't the first choice. It's what he really wanted.
No, Chevy. So if you ask me why Chevy, my grandfather used to work with GMC.
Okay.
Right? And we had Chevys growing up, whether that's a Chevy Lumina, whether that's a Suburban, whether we've had Chevys all the time.
I'm still stuck on not even liking
I'm actually a
them.
Chrysler person now, so I mean.
I'm still stuck on the fact that you said Reese's over M&M's, but it's cool.
Absolutely.
He's obviously not allergic to anything. It's cool.
I'm not actually.
That's cool. So I'm gonna keep it real simple. We're gonna say I'm gonna do two more. So Monica or Brandy?
Monica.
Okay.
More so.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Okay. Not gonna get into that. Okay. But we see what type of person he is. So I know y'all took that
Absolutely.
advice, but
I got the good answers.
Okay. Patty or Aretha?
Aretha? What kind of stuff is that?
People normally.
But Patty with the pies.
Child. So she can cook now. She can't even sing no more.
Listen, all we need is Patty with the pies. Listen.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for coming here. We appreciate you so much. You have no idea how much we appreciate you for coming in on our platform, speaking, giving us the tools that we need, and just furthering us along in this life, thriving. So we pray nothing but blessings upon you. Please thrive from here. Come back. Please come back and see us. Just go ahead and shout out your platform, where they can find you, where they can get ebooks, whatever, and just let us know so we can stay in touch.
Well, all my social media handles is J Gaines Inspires, and even my website is jgainsinspires.com. So that's really simple. It's gonna be somewhere on the screen, somewhere around here or there.
Glad he knows our tactics. It's probably gonna be right now.
J Gaines Inspires, and I look forward to connecting with you and seeing you manifest your greatness as well.
Beautiful, guys. Please stay in touch. Please put your subscribe button on, share this video. We want you guys to stay in tune with all of our Sidebar INYS series, as well as our Mentoring Business, Artists Exposed, and just everything Geek Plus Magazine stands for in the entrepreneur journey. Here at Geek Plus Magazine, we inspire the artist, and we definitely encourage the entrepreneur. So think forward, and always innovate life. And we're peacing out.
You make me want you, it drives me crazy. I feel like you were made just for me, babe. tell me